So we'll just have a brief on introduction regarding the course, right? So why do you need training? What are the topics covered and how will it be helpful to you?
Sure.
Right? So we can just have a look at that. Right. So the first obvious question is why do you want to choose training? So training will definitely expand your product knowledge as well as validate your expertise on the subject. Right? So you learn about the product and you can also validate how much you have gained, right? How much knowledge you have gained on that. So with that, you definitely have an edge in the market. First, compared to somebody who's not been trained, you will definitely have an edge, right?
Yeah.
So with training or even certification, so after you train, you get certified, right? You take up an exam, and after you clear that, you get a certification. So that means you are certified. So once you are certified, or say you undergo training, it will make you a better technologist. So you'll understand more on the technology part, right? So you'll be deep diving into effective database administration techniques. So a lot of DBA techniques, how they have been performed in the industry. You'll learn all that. That will increase your value to your current and your future employers, and also promote job stability. Okay. Why job stability is because compared to other application or development or any other IT field or IT line of work. Say for example, you consider developers. Now earlier you had programming languages like C, or sorry, before that you had Pascal, COBOL and all that. Then you have C, C++, now Java, then HTML and so on, correct? There's so many different languages out there. So for somebody who has to be updated, needs to learn that is coming out new, correct? Right. So that's why you have for that particular person, he has to learn a new technology all over again. He has to start fresh, correct?
Yes.
But when for an Oracle DBA, from the initial versions, say if Oracle 9, 10 or 11 or the latest 12, the core functionality has been the same, right? Only new features have been added, new functionalities have been added to the newer versions. So you just have to learn what is new. You don't have to learn something that is all over, something completely different.
Okay.
Right? So that's how it kind of promotes job stability. So you are really never out of date. You just have to update yourself with the new features. That's all.
Okay.
Right? So that promotes your job stability. Right? So the top 5 reasons I can give for an IT professional to take up Oracle certification or training would be salary enhancement. So if you're an Oracle DBA, definitely it will help you with your salary. It helps you with the career growth also. It's a good line of work. A lot of flexible learning options, right? You have Oracle expert instructor giving you, helping you with the topics to understand. For a non-IT professional, it's a career starter. There's a lot of people who are starting off as Oracle DBAs, right? So for that purpose, you have a lot of hands-on practices included into the training, along with the industry best practices. So most of the time, what you learn is not what is being practiced, right? So what you learn in the classroom or on the documents or in the textbooks is not what actually is being practiced in the industry. So there's a big difference. So that is covered in our training. Okay. So since I am a full-time DBA, I can tell you how actually the topics that you're learning are being implemented. So that will definitely give you an advantage, correct?
Okay.
And the entire training course is also in correspondence to your OCA certification. So Oracle has a lot of certifications. You must be aware of that. Since you're in IT field, you know a lot of certifications are there. So OCA, that stands for Oracle Certified Associate. So OCA is the certification, first level of certification from Oracle towards Oracle DBA. So it states that you know the basics of database administration. So for somebody who has done OCA, definitely you will have a bit of advantage, especially when you are trying to get through an interview. Or, when you're certified, you will have an advantage over others. Right?
Okay.
So the entire course curriculum that we are going to discuss, the training, is directly in line with your real life IT jobs. So it's not just textbook and theory. You have a lot of practice that will prepare you for the industry. Okay? That's exactly what is happening in the industry. You have hands-on practice sessions that will also prepare you for OCA certification. Okay? And also keep you up with the industry's best practices. Right? We've also conducted a small survey for all the students who have already taken up the training, and we have found surprisingly 100% student satisfaction. Right? So less than 1% have come back to retake some of the topics that they have not understood. But most of them, they have been happy with what they have got. Okay, so even you, if you have some difficulty later on, you can always come back to us, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, when you talk about Oracle database, there are many concepts, okay, like performance management, like that is on trying to keep your database performing at its best, right? High availability, which makes sure that your database is always available no matter what. Any kind of failure, your database will be available. Then there is grid infrastructure, then security, manageability. There's so many concepts in database. So if for a person who has actually specialized in any of these topics, usually known as an Oracle expert, is very highly placed in the industry. I mean, they are very well paid, and even they do a very they have a very good job also, right? So to reach that kind of expertise or that level of professional, not what you say, expert, right? First thing you need to do is learn bit of SQL and then take up your Oracle database administration. Okay, so that is the first workshop 1, which caters to all the basics. Then you have a little bit of advanced topics on workshop 2. Once you're done with these two, you can focus on any of these specialized areas. Okay,
Okay.
that will make you an Oracle expert. So if you set your career towards any of these aspects, the first step would be to learn Oracle database administration, right? So here, since it is the very first step, this particular course provides all the necessary topics required for a person who is even new to being a DBA, right? It's not only for experienced people, but also for people who are new. So you learn the skills and knowledge required to install, create and maintain your database. And once you learn the essentials, that is the basics, later you can concentrate on any of those focus areas, right? So whether you choose focus areas later on or you decide to take up your certification, right? Any of it, what all the topics that you learn here are going to help you meet today's DBA challenges. Okay. So this is the title of our course, Oracle Database 11g, Administration Workshop 1 Release 2. Now why we are working on 11g edition? Because the latest is 12c in the market, right? But still we are training on 11g version. Why? Because 12c basically has included cloud computing with your database. Okay. Now cloud is something that everybody is talking about, right? But if you actually see, very few people have applied cloud, right? So, and when it comes to database 11g is more visible in the market. More people are using it, right? And a lot of companies are used to this version. They don't want to even upgrade to the latest version, okay? Because 11g is very stable. It has a lot of features in it, and it is very stable, right? So because of that, they don't want even to upgrade to a next version, okay? So you have a lot of job opportunities on 11g edition rather than 12c. Okay. Right? So that's why we focus more on 11g edition. Okay. Okay. Right. So as I mentioned earlier, you have all the fundamentals of basic database administration in this course. You have hands-on practices, and also you can later prepare yourself for OCA certification. Right. So the general audience for this training would be database administrators, technical consult administrators, support engineers, consultants, developers, and even students. Okay. The only prerequisite is that you need basics of SQL, right? Even if you don't have basics on it, you don't have to worry. We have included the basics also into the training. Okay. Since I said this course is for people who are even new to being DBAs, now somebody who's new to being a DBA will not have much idea about SQL, correct? Yeah. That's why we have included the basics also. So you learn the basics on that as well as we go through the training. Okay. So these are the course objectives. So you learn how to install your database, how to create one, and how to administer database. Then how to configure your database for an application. So that is something you are asking, right? Application, how to manage application. Then how to employ basic monitoring procedures. So being a DBA, monitoring is one of the daily tasks that you will be doing because databases are never shut down, right? Yeah. They're always running 24/7. So when they're running extensively, you need to make sure that nothing wrong happens to them, correct? So that's why you need to constantly monitor. So if you have observed, DBAs always work in a team. You don't have one or two DBAs. You usually have a team of DBAs, correct? working round the clock.
Yeah.
So that because you need to monitor your databases all the time. And then when you take about when you consider hardware and software, no matter how good it is, at some point it is prone to failure. Correct?
Yeah.
No matter how good the hardware is or your software is, at some point it will crash. Correct? So when it crashes, how will you recover? So your recovery strategies should be good, right? And your recovery will be only as good as your backups, correct? So you need to have excellent backup strategies in place to avoid loss of data. So we will learn how to implement backup and recovery strategies also, okay? And how to move data between databases. So for any given organization, you don't have one single server. You have multiple environments. You have production, you have test, you have development, right? Multiple environments there. So any change that needs to be done on the production will be first tested on the development environment, then on the test environment, and only then, if all is a go, it will be implemented on the production. Correct? So you need to, as a DBA, especially for databases, you need to upgrade your test and development environments. Okay, maybe once a fortnight or once a month you might have to update them because the data in them will become obsolete. Correct? You need to keep updating them. So you need to know how to copy database between one database to another, right? So that is also an important task. So we learn on that aspect. Okay.
Okay.
So that course objectives that you discussed, that we just discussed, has been categorized into these 18 groups. You can see here you have these 18 groups starting from introduction, installation, then create a database, then manage your instance, your storage structures, user security. That is where we discuss how to create users, how to unlock them, how to lock them, how to change permissions, all that, okay? And so on. All the way to backup and recovery and move data, right? Yep. So these are the 18 topics that we're going to discuss. And these are the 18 topics that are prescribed by Oracle for your OCA certification also. If you go to Oracle website, Oracle University, there you can find the list of certifications. If you take up the certification for Oracle 11g OCA, you will find a list of topics that Oracle would recommend you to prepare if you want to take up that certification, right? So you will find these exact same topics, exact 18, okay? So after this, as I said, you can attempt for your OCA certification, and apart from OCA, there are other certifications also. The next level, OCP is next, that is Oracle Certified Professional, and OCM is Oracle Certified Masters. Okay, so Masters is the highest level, so that's pretty tough. You know, there's only a handful of people across the globe that have completed OCM. Okay. Right? Yeah. But OCP, yes, with a couple of years of experience, you can definitely attempt OCP. Okay. So that is about the course, the introduction to the entire training course. What are all the topics that you'll be covering?